What's up, guys? I got to do an update on the market here. I know I made a video this morning talking about Baba, and I had put in, like I said, I would put in longs on Baba down at 83.80, and I did a lot of option calls down in this range at the end of the day yesterday. And when I opened up this morning, we tapped up in this box area that I was talking about. I haven't changed this. This is the same box from this morning. And we did end up rejecting, obviously. And I closed it out. So down here, I don't remember what I bought them for exactly, but I was up about $450 by the time it was up here. So this was a fucking banger trade. I closed it. Now it's coming back in. So as it comes back in, tomorrow's going to be a big key day. Maybe it won't be a day for, I mean, it'll be a good day for day trades, but won't be like a good day for a long, because you don't want a long over the weekend. But what we'll want to see is this come back in and maybe chop and hold support on the 85. If we lost the 85, then maybe it comes back down and it retests the 83.65 to 60 area, which would still be okay as long as it holds. If it breaks back below and closes under any of these levels, Baba is going to look very, very bad. But I'm still under the impression that it could hold up. Now, let's go to one of the biggest fucking trades that I did today, and I hope somebody was able to get on this trade. And I know I have all my lines because I've been shorting it all day long. But what we were talking about this morning was Tesla being down in this area. It was around 194 at open. If it came back up and rejected this 196 something I think I had at the time was 196.30s, then we were going to short it there. If it popped up, we were going to look for the 198 to 20, $198 area. And I actually did take the trade. See where my red arrow is? This is where I took my trade. We were just wicking here multiple times, and I'm like, this level is going to be solid as fuck unless this market wants to keep running. SPY was pushing, as I was talking about this morning, that it could, but I wasn't expecting this to get much momentum. But we actually did pop up here. But I had my stops up here above this wick high, and I was like, if it starts getting above $200.80, I'll take the hit. So at this point, I'm probably down about $40-50, and I'm okay with it. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to hold through it because I don't think we're going to close and hold above. And we didn't stay up there very long, and we continued to close candle bodies. Then we dumped. We tried again. We rejected. Then we fell down. Now we start the move. We break the 97s. Close below it. This is fucking great. I'm just holding the whole time. And my expectation was to come down to the 191.43. We broke through that. So I just closed my option because although I do see this possibility, and maybe I'm closing it early, but I am starting to see a little bit of a green 5-minute candle. This thing might come back up, reject off of the 91.40. If it can't reclaim it here, it drops down, and look where we're heading. This is the key buy zone. I think it's the key buy zone, but this was a launch off of support here. This was resistance here. We never back tested it. We opened up way up here, and we ripped, and we rallied, and we rejected 200. And it's a huge rounding top. Now, could Tesla eventually work its way down into this previous area and get a fucking huge bounce? That's my expectations here, but I'm not too confident, but I'm probably going to try it. Obviously, it doesn't look that good right now, and I know I have a lot of lines. I'm sorry, I'm not going to delete them, so you have to bear with me. If Tesla does decide to set up something here, that $200 area might be the perfect opportunity to make an inverse head and shoulders here with a bounce off of 86s or 85.33s. Bang, that'll rocket us up. Will it happen? I don't know for sure. The market looks a little bit crazy. It's a little bit sketchy, but I might take this trade. The reason I have the 85.33, well, it could even be 84.78. Like there's some levels here that we have to watch. We had a candle body poked up, couldn't close above. Look at these candle bodies. Bang, 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 all bumping their head against 84.78. Previously, it was the 82.41. So that's one level, and then the other level is like 85.40. So it's going to be somewhere in there. We're going to have to wait and see where price ends up coming down to. To me, us bouncing in this range, I mean, it could make sense, but that's not the level that I want. So if that's the case, then I might miss the bottom. You can see here we did have a little bit of like a triple bottom right here when we flagged out and consolidated a little between the 88.50. We did have the 89.78 right there. So maybe this ends up becoming it, and I'll be okay with it if it shows to be true. That'll have to be tomorrow where it shows me something, because you can see when we flagged under it, we popped up, we back tested it, and then we continued on the run. And now, where do we come to? Is that where we bounced today? I'm curious to see. I'm not really. Wait, where are we? Oh no, we broke through that. So we broke through it, but we didn't close it as resistance. But we're rallying back up. So I'm kind of assuming. I don't even know what this white trend line is from. What is that trend from? Oh, that trend support. Oh, this was the previous resistance on this. We had a rip up, rejection, support, rejection, support. We were just chopping in here, then we broke through. So that's kind of like people potentially looking at this as a break, unless it goes down to like here. I mean, that's possible, I guess, but I kind of like it where I had it. I'm not too worried about the trend line. But I do like that thought of us coming down as low as the 85.40, maybe 84.78, somewhere in there. It's going to be tough to be like exact because there was a lot of price action that happened between the 186.10 and the 84.78. That would be what I'd probably be looking for. But the short idea today was absolutely insane. I took a very cheap option on this one, and I could have made so much more money. But I did make a fucking boatload. I think I closed in at like $540, something like that, on that short. So absolutely great day for me. So yeah, that's where we're at. I'm going to watch this. I'm not taking any longs today. It's getting too close to the close. I'm going to let this play out. And tomorrow I may be looking for a long, depending on what it sets up as tomorrow. So that's enough about Tesla. But there is a trade to be had, and it's getting close. But I think we might still need to come down lower. So that might end up setting up for Monday. I don't know. I wouldn't be shorting Tesla personally. I'm not really shorting Tesla in here. The next short really for me would be if we broke through the 82.41, which kind of sucks, or if we lost some of this 184 level. I don't know. It's hard to say right now. It's kind of in a range where it just dropped all this, you know what I mean? I think Tesla could use a push back up. But, oh my God. This is a beautiful day for me. And then SPY, this was an awesome one too. I put this call idea in, and literally you don't see many lines here because it was pretty clear for me. I closed it here. So we are below. This is where we talked about this morning. We talked about rallying up to 397.38 or 399.88 with a high of 400. Now we didn't quite make it up to the 399.88, so my level was not correct on that, but it was clear enough for me. And you know what's funny is I was telling you guys that I got trapped in an option call, right? This option call was down about $200 at open, and it rallied back up, and I only was down $100. So that was nice. I was able to, and I closed it out right around here in this point here when we were getting close to the 399s, and I closed it out. Or maybe, yeah, it was somewhere up in this topping range. I don't remember the exact price, but needless to say, I only lost $100, so it's not even that bad. Considering it could have been a lot worse if we just opened up and crashed. So it gave me a chance to get out. And I think a lot of people did that. They got trapped from the CPI stuff. Everyone's closing out their option calls and blah, blah, blah. Then it started looking like a potential of a flag with a nice pull. But if you guys are following me on TradingView, then you will see that I was putting this in right here, 397.38. And I was talking about it looking like a bull flag, but I think it is going to break to the downside. I think we will drop off the support. We'll see how this play out, but I'm waiting for my short entry. And it gave me my short entry to the tick. This is why I talk about the 1 minute trading. If you can figure it out and you can get solid at it, it gives you great entries. My support, 397.38. Off of candle bodies, we closed below here. You could have probably put it here too, 24s. That would have worked. But look at the back test. Rip back up, 35s. bang, short, I'm in. And I just held it, and I'm like, we're going down to 392.58. I have a pretty damn confident feeling. So I closed mine here. Now I'm early. We're still going. I had said this morning, if we broke 392.58, that was going to be bad. That's what we're doing right now. We're breaking that. But overall, how low could we go? We have a double bottom area right here. And we had this previous support here, 391. So 391's roughly where we're at right now isn't too bad. We had a double bottom right here. We couldn't close candle bodies above it. Then we blasted up, we back tested it, and we ripped. So we're kind of in that zone right now. So it's not too bad for us to see a nice bounce here. I think we do close back above this by the end of the day. That would be my expectations. But if not, we probably chop somewhere between the 393.30 and that 391 for tomorrow. But this was a pretty big drop. But it was excellent because I got a piece of it literally right here. So hopefully you guys, if you watched my videos from this morning, you were able to potentially, watch some of these levels break and close below, because they gave us excellent short positions on Tesla, on this. And Baba, I didn't short it, but like I said, I did close it out. We're dropping pretty hard still. I did end up posting. I was a little bit late to the party because I had closed it this morning, but you can see if we zoom in, price is up here roughly. I don't know the actual price, it doesn't say, but this was the first initial drop. When I called the short was probably right about here. We were roughly around the 87s, maybe even the 87. Yeah, probably 87s on that video. It looks like in that picture, it looks like we were just starting this breakdown. And we've already came all the way down here. But like I said, we're getting close to my area. We do have a support here, 85.21 area. But I think 85 to 84.82 could be a level. I'm not 100% sure exactly how it's going to play out. We're going to have to give it a little bit of time to decide where is this going to find support. Is it going to be here at 84s, or is it going to be up here where we are now? It's definitely going to be a little tricky, but that's getting close to a support. But we'll have to watch it tomorrow. I can't really tell you right now. See, we're getting a little bounce, but it's just small, little bounce. It could end up just coming back up, back testing this 86s, coming back down. I'm not sure, but we'll have to wait for tomorrow to figure that out. Good way to find out would be like putting a little bit of a line right there on that candle body and see if you can close back above it and hold it as support. And if this does just continue to hold as support and continues up, you could get a little bit of a play off it, but take a little bit of time to figure it out. I'm not too confident in it yet, but you can see the body. This is just the stuff that I'm talking about. The 1 minute, you have a body poking up, you're poking up, you think you want to go long, but you really don't go long yet. You got to wait a little bit. Even though it looks really juicy, it could just be coming back up. I mean, this was a great buy down here probably, because the 85.30s, 85.30 was my level, honestly. I think I said 85.30. 85 to 85.30 if you can see there, 85 to 85.30. I just moved my trend line. So 85.30 would have been a great fucking long. That would have been what I did. I did not take it yet. But this is how I would watch it. I mean, even with this rocketing up, it doesn't mean that it's bullish as fuck, even though that looks damn good. Look at that fucking bounce. But it's funny to watch it real time on a 1 minute. But look at this. Watch how it works. This is just something slow. You guys might not interest you. But this is what I do. Look, if you were watching this, you bounce off a beautiful level. Where's the next resistance? It's at the candle body. Well, we can watch it real time. Candle body close. Put your trend support, 86.06. Where does price go? It's either going to go to 86.06 or it's going to go to like some of these wicks right here, 86.07. Unless it's going to be absolutely nuts, but I don't think it. I mean, that's pretty fucking juicy. Look at that bounce. Oh, shit. I probably would have taken that. That's okay. I don't mind messing around a little bit. So we didn't quite make it up there yet. But then what happens after you get this beautiful bounce? You still got to get that pullback, and you still got to potentially retest this. And if you can't confirm it, and you can't hold it, then you come all the way back down and retest the bottom and then decide from there if you're going to double bottom or not. So, you know, even this little push up, you got a little double top right here. Candle body's going to close here. Then you can put your, you know, you could potentially do this depending on how much time you have on your hand. Put this above that candle body. Now you have a nice little range here, and potentially this is your range, but Baba's getting a nice bounce. Market's probably getting a nice bounce. I don't want to spend too much time. Yeah, look at this fucking bounce, dude. Holy shit, off that 391. Nice. So then Tesla probably got a bounce too. Then Tesla's probably ripping. Yeah, it's back above my support. What did it drop to? 88.68. That was the low. Yeah, it's gonna be a crazy one here. I don't know where I got the 91.43 from. Maybe that was the body candle close from this morning's low, and that's right where the candle bodies are, right there. Boom, candle bodies previously right here, and then you come back up, and you know the stops are all above that. So if you start pushing and closing above this, everyone's that was in here is going to stop loss if they didn't already. But this would be a key stop. And then you just can keep riding it down if you want. So we'll have to see how tomorrow goes. I know this video is getting long. Sorry, I'm kind of spacing out a little bit, looking at stuff to see. But let's see what happens with Baba here. If it comes back down, still holds like roughly that 85.60 with a wick on the 1 minute, but we haven't closed any candle bodies below it. If you start closing below, then you know you're going back down to this point. If you can't close below, then it might end up being a higher low for the short term. And then until you get back above the 86.06, it's probably still just technically just going to range between here. This could set us up for like an idea for tomorrow. Maybe even, I mean, I'd probably still keep the 86.06 personally. But yeah, it looks pretty good for now. But I think it'll give us another opportunity. I'm not too concerned. I don't think it's just going to bottom here and that's it. I think we're going to have plenty of time tomorrow to find this level, see how it's going to be. But this is a nice starting point for tomorrow. This is where we bounce today. Do we bounce there tomorrow? You know, stuff like that. How did Apple end up doing? Because Apple did break down. It double bottomed though. But the breakdown here, this was way lagging from SPY. Like SPY had the similar setup here, where SPY lost that 397 support, and then it went way down. Where Apple didn't go very far down. We only dropped from the 75 breakdown to the 57.73, so about $1. But we still can't clear it. So until it gets back up above 160.30s, it's probably just going to remain as a potential short, unless this turns into like some kind of huge, strange double bottom. I think maybe if we came back down and started retesting some of this, and it took a little bit of time of us doing that, 56.40s, that would look really nice, because that level was this whole chop range. It almost like an inverse head and shoulders, and then you have your neckline right here of 56.40. You have your push. Now you have to come back and back test it and chop around and use it as support here with a potential wick to 54.21. Maybe that scares some people out. Then we buy back up. That could be a possible scenario on Apple if we do continue just floating down a little bit, which I think is very possible to do. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at here, guys. And I think we do close above 392.58. And look at this, we're like flagging right on that level just about. So that's going to be a pretty solid support. I don't think we're going to break through. I'd be surprised if we do break back through. But yeah, I mean, maybe tomorrow could be another opportunity, but for today anyway. And then Tesla's just kind of still chilling until it can reclaim that 192 area. If it can close above 192.25 or something, then it might be good. Otherwise, it probably goes a little bit lower, potentially. We'll see. But all right, guys, I know that was a little bit too long of a video. My bad. This is what I do. I like to flip around and look at multiple different things. This looks just like SPY too, actually. The same similar breakdown on Bitcoin. Everything's like putting in the same damn pattern. It's so weird how perfectly that worked out with my support that I had in there. 28.138, a break of that, boom, drop. Where do you come down? Most likely the low of the move, where you did find support before 27.3 or something. That could be a pretty good spot to either short again if we broke it, or look for another bounce. So that's where we're at right now with everything. This is kind of on Bitcoin, look at this, rising wedge, the fall of the rising wedge, the back test of the rising wedge, now the rejection. So now you have to look for a break of the channel, which is really, it's about there, but you got to about down to this point, this low wick. I mean, if you wanted to be safe, a short below 26,586, if we lost that, it's probably going to drop right on down to 24K. Maybe 25.2, 24K, something like that. It's getting pretty toppy up in here. So, and then NVDA. How's NVDA looking? Well, we did reject up here. We still haven't closed any candle bodies up above the 273. You remember on NVDA, we've been going over this for a while on my channel. And this was something I was talking about. I know I have a lot of lines now, so apologize, but I've been watching it like a hawk. This was that trend support line, the bounce, the bounce, the bounce, the bounce. And I said, maybe it could come up here and back test it. I wasn't 100% sure if that was going to actually happen. But goddamn, look at that. It fucking hit it to a T. That's pretty wild. So, I don't know. I didn't think that would happen, but it did happen. This was a nice ascending triangle right here. That broke. The breakout target was 73.88s, and we hit the 76s, 275.73. So we couldn't really close above the 273. So until you can start closing candle bodies above 273, this could just turn into potentially, some kind of rising, broadening wedge. Next drop, maybe back down to the 262s. If that fails, you hold this trend support. 259.61 or 259.11, something like that. And we'll see if this ends up starting to turn into something here. Whoops. Crap, I don't want to move that. I like my lines. So let's see. Yeah, I mean, if this ends up coming all the way back down and tapping this tomorrow, that's like 260 or so. 259.70. And then maybe it does end up just kind of chopping in here a little bit until it eventually maybe breaks to the downside. Because we're definitely getting into an area where I think it's getting a little top heavy. It's just going to take a lot of time to play out. This is the first red candle here. So it doesn't mean it's a good short in this candle. Maybe the next one does dump. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. But all right, I'm going to let you guys go. Hopefully this video was helpful. I know I talked a lot and we did a lot of watching and stuff, but I appreciate you guys watching my videos. If you can smash the like buttons if you appreciate some of this content. And hope you guys made some nasty trades today. Have a good day, guys. Peace.